If there was another movie out there to be made about a historical wrestling figure, obviously we're talking about the movie Queen of the Ring, based on the life of Mildred Burke. If there were going to be another movie subject, who deserves that treatment, do you think? What would be an interesting movie to you as a fan, Tony Schiavone?
I think it'd be the Harley Race story because of how tough a guy he really was, and how he was a champion. Back in the day when the NWA was, really meant something, right? Really traveled around. That would interest me. I think, although I think that logically, there's going to end up being a movie about Hulk Hogan. I thought there was going to be one at one time.
There was going to be, and then Hogan shut it down.
Oh, he did.
Yeah, apparently, I guess he had a deal with Netflix,
Uh huh.
and they even had the guy who played Thor,
Right.
Mr. Hemsworth. He was going to play Hulk Hogan,
Right.
and there were other pretty substantial names involved, including the guy who wrote the Joker movie. So there was a lot of hype around it, and then I guess Scott Silver, who I think was the writer who did The Hangover and a lot of other things, I think there was a scene or two in there that
Mm-hmm.
perhaps Hulkster didn't love.
Mm-hmm.
And then I guess Netflix accidentally breached the contract because they were supposed to send him a pretty substantial wire, and I think they missed it by a few days.
Well,
So when that wire didn't come through, it created an opportunity for Mr. Balea to unwind his agreement to do the Hulk Hogan doc. I guess not even a doc, really. It was more of a docudrama. They're trying to, I had a little bit of color and flavor, I'm sure, to the story. And I don't know that he was necessarily comfortable with that. Again, I don't have any inside information. That's just the speculation, the rumor, and innuendo as to what happened with the Chris Hemsworth, aka Hulk Hogan project. I do agree, though, Tony, that eventually that movie will be made, and I think I can't wait to see it. I mean, we'll all watch it and try to poke holes in it as wrestling fans for sure. But I don't think they have to have Hogan's permission to make it, but because he, I guess backed out of an agreement here, I do wonder, out of deference, will they wait and make that movie once he passes away?
mm,
And I guess that's an interesting question for you, Tony. Not that they are, but if they were going to make a movie about your life, so there's going to be made available to the mainstream the story of Tony Schiavone's life, but you're not going to have control of it, Tony. Would you rather that something like that be done while you're living or after you've moved on?
oh, I think after I moved on,
I think so too.
I don't want to go through any of that bullshit about what is should be in your movie, what shouldn't be in your movie, and who knows, it may be an unflattering movie, and then my grandchildren would have to suffer for it. But I'll be dead, so what would I care?
Well, listen, I mean, you're saying it would be unflattering. I mean, I got to think one of the more critical points in when you're talking about a movie about the life of Tony Schiavone. I mean, really one of the main plot points would be that you never wore a condom, don't you think?
No, I don't think they have anything to do with it.
Well,
I
I
mean,
mean, by the time
I
we
think if you were a writer, it would have a big part.
well,
But I
hang on
think,
now, Tony.
yeah,
By the way,
I think logically, and most of us are thinking logically, and you are not right now. Is that would have nothing to do with it.
I totally disagree. I mean, by the time we're introduced to the seventh child actor to represent the Schiavone household, I do think someone in the theater would say so. They would see like wah, wah, and then we welcomed our seventh child. I think someone in the arena, someone in the movie theater, would either throw popcorn
Mhm.
or go, "Jesus Christ, get this man a condom!
Okay,
Why
you,
can't he just back up just 2 inches?"
yeah, yeah.
Jesus.
I think that that movie should be made for Mark Briscoe. Uh, so because he
Well,
has nine
I'll tell you
children.
this, Mark Briscoe, I don't know if anybody listening to this is aware. That man is scared of no man. That man has never backed down from a fight. As a matter of fact, he's never canceled a fight. He's never no showed a fight. He's never pulled out of a fight. I have it on good opinion Mark Briscoe don't pull out of nothing. He's there
You may
every
be
time.
right. You may be right. But you know what? He's still one of the best.
Dude, I mean, you talk about a character. I was watching Dynamite last week with a couple of friends,
Uh-huh.
and one of my friends was really not a wrestling fan. The other friend was, and so we're watching all together. And when Mark Briscoe came to the ring, I don't know why, but my non wrestling friend kind of chuckled and laughed and said, "I don't know who this guy is, but I like him already. He seems like a character."
Yeah,
And I'm like, boy, he nailed it. Like that came through the screen right away for him.
absolutely it did. There's 1, 2, 3. And you know what? The match is over, I believe.
We've got our winners.
Yeah. And look at the
Yes.
fans loving it, man. Wrestle something up, whisper something to the referee. Fan came up, shook her hand.
How great is that?
That is some great stuff.
Coming up next, we're going to be watching Pedro Morales, who,
Wow.
believe it or not, is the WWF World Champion. And he's going to be taking on George the Animal Steele. Of course, George Steele is going to look like we all remember here from the golden era of the WWF, but he's a much different character. He's not the crazy buffoon who eats turnbuckles here. He's the animal, which I guess means he's just mean.
Right.
And I think on the way to the ring here, we're actually going to hear him, if you're listening to the audio, say something like, "What the hell's the wrong with you?" I don't know why, but "What the hell's wrong with you?" That actually would get over as a catchphrase in 2025, don't you think?
Boy, would it ever. My favorite George at the Animal Steel line was when they tried to remember they put a colander on his head
Yep.
back in the TNT days, Tuesday Night Titans, and they turned the juice up and he said, "How now, brown cow?" Just that was freaking comedy.
Don't we all love summer vacation, relaxing, laying out by the pool, barbecues, hitting the beach, doing, well, nothing? Well, how about a summer vacation from your house payments? With SaveWithConrad.com, you can do just that. Reduce your monthly payments by making the equity you built up in your home work for you. You can roll together those high interest rate credit cards into one lower monthly payment and perhaps access some of that newfound equity to turn your house into your dream home with no money out of pocket. And how about this? You get to skip your next 2 house payments. That's right. You won't have to make your June or your July house payment. You're done until August 1st. Go right now to SaveWithConrad.com. Let my team run the numbers for you for free. There's no obligation, and if we can't help you save some cash, we won't waste your time. And did I mention we're offering a 3-year guarantee right now? That's right. That means if at any point interest rates improve over the next 3 years, you get a free refi. That's right. No new lender fees from us. So you get to save money now without wasting money later when the rates improve on a whole second set of closing costs. Why not go to SaveWithConrad.com and get a guarantee? Save money now and save money later with your friend in the mortgage business. That's me, Conrad Thompson at SaveWithConrad.com. Shoot me an email at Conrad@SaveWithConrad.com. Give us a call at 888-425-0105. Or get yourself a quick quote, even talk to a live person right now at SaveWithConrad.com. NMLS number 2129, equal housing lender. Let's take a summer vacation from house payments at SaveWithConrad.com.